And I saw the sun, it's my home. That night for you. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Baby, love me before I go. Baby, love me before I go. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Baby, love me before I go. Baby, love me before I go. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need, babe. Tell me about your dreams, tell me everything, yeah. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah, from me, I think it's all I say. Maybe it's your history, let me be a fantasy. Since I'm keeping the time, I'm keeping it, I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can make it. Love me before I go. Baby, love me before I go. I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can make it. Baby, love me before I go. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need, baby. Tell me about your dreams. Tell me everything, yeah. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need, baby. Tell me about your dreams. Tell me everything, yeah. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, baby. Tell me about your dreams, tell me everything, yeah. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, baby. Tell me about your dreams, tell me everything, yeah. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Turn this down. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? The ghost? Lord have mercy. Where do we begin with this? Welcome. It's your girl, Randy Woman. Welcome to all of my new supporters, all of the newcomers to my platform, and welcome back to all of my returning supporters. And I see you in the chat. Great to have you here, The Ghost. Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay, The Ghost? I'm going to assume that everything is going on. My internet has been acting really funky since everyone has been home. It's been acting really janky. But hopefully, I will get through this stream just perfectly. So it's been a lot of events going on, everybody. I hope everyone is being safe as much as possible and taking care of yourselves during this quarantine time while this coronavirus is out here, pandemic doing its thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So where do I begin? Where do I begin with this standing 10 toes down? Well, I'm gonna start with this. We're gonna start with this quote. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. I named this, titled this, Standing 10 Toes Down, because that is something that someone recently said about me, and I said that about myself as well. But what does it mean to stand 10 toes down, and how does a person stand 10 toes down? It's first about really knowing who you are, what's valuable to you, what is precious to you, and what values, what moral compass, what things do you stand for that you're not willing to bend on? That's a lot about what standing 10 toes down means. And when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your association with people, in your connections with your network or your business, your partners, standing 10 toes down meaning all the way. It means being firm on where you stand with things, with people, no matter what. No matter what. It doesn't mean being a sucker for someone or something. It does not mean by any means being a floor mat. It doesn't mean any of those things, but it does mean that you have found something. Hey, Terry, it does mean that your core of who you are or what you believe in has been founded in this. And so you're just not gonna move. You're not going to allow anything to just shake it. You're not gonna be moving with the wave of the wind. Every wind that blows. You're not gonna do it whether it's popular or not. You're gonna stand firm. So, man, it's been a lot of things going on around this YouTube, some things that I want to just kind of give my opinion on, give my perspective on, and really without disclosing anyone or disparaging anyone unnecessarily, right? So one thing that happened recently, we're going to talk about gossip, frauds, allegations, accusations, reputations. I don't know if anyone remembers, but last year, someone that I associate closely with here on YouTube, Silva, he and I were accused of hacking someone's channel, right? And we went after approaching the person that was accusing us of this. Silva did first. After Silva approached this individual about this accusation while it was fresh and trying to get this person to retrieve those statements because it was not true. Hi, Kunje, because it was not true. To no avail. Silva guy was upset, I was upset, and we immediately responded to those accusations. For one, not only were these accusations false, but the severity of those kind of accusations we were already aware of. And we refused to just allow anyone to accuse us of anything, but especially accuse us of something that is so severe. And we also, in our addressing the matter, we also went off. Okay, I went off. had our roasting sessions about the matter, right? Because the person was unwilling to apologize when they learned that we were not behind their channel being struck and hacking them. This person, this YouTuber, refused to recant, right? So we went in, man. We went in, but the now since then, even recently, this person has apologized um, recently, and but I said that to say this. I wanted to use that as an example, right, for your reputation online and offline is something to not take lightly. When your character is against the pressure of accusations, false accusations, it really is your responsibility. It really is up to you, first and foremost, to attempt to clear your name, especially when the accusations that are coming up against you have consequences to them, right? And I see everyone in the chat. Welcome everyone to the chat. I'll read it in a minute. Okay, I just don't want to get sidetracked. So recently, someone another YouTuber had an accusation that others were already aware of, but many people were not, to come to the forefront in this sector of YouTube. And the accusation was of being abusive and being a sexual assailant. The alleged victim did not put this information out recently. It came out in someone else's anger and in someone else's reaction, okay? But that reaction went out it just went out across the channels in this sector, in this area, and it caused a lot of confusion, right? And it left some people, it left a lot of people looking at the accused YouTuber, waiting for some type of response and or choosing how they were going to be supportive or not supportive, right? And I'll tell you, like, for myself, because that is such a serious allegation, frankly, I would have wanted to see that person immediately respond. If for no other reason, but to take a stand on their own name and on their own character. And, you know, and maybe hopefully this will provoke some thought to my audience. If something like this should ever happen to you, God forbid, right? But the thing is, in life, you live long enough, at some point in your life, you will be accused of something that is not true. Just live long enough, right? Hi, Just Dre. So, to me, because this person has a nice audience already building on YouTube, already has a name growing. And because this person is a Black man, for me, I think if this person had just come out and just said something like, I am not going to talk a lot about this, but these accusations that are coming out against me at this time, this is not true. I did not do this. I refuse to speak on it any further. And if I have to if I have to take any legal action regarding this situation, I will. Period. If for no other reason but for their own namesake and for the sake of their own character. And I think that because this person did not do that, some things or some people are going to still not be as supportive as what they were before, or is still in the back of their mind is going to have some sort of unclarity, going to have this question mark. But it is what it is. Your name, your character, your reputation, it has to have enough value to you before it has more value with anyone else. You should value yourself enough to always take a stand for yourself, right? So it's all alleged. It's all alleged. But so much still came from it. Then, though, along with that, though, man, this has been one hell of a week, to say the least, with things happening since then. So April Fool's Day, let's talk about April Fool's Day. Oh my God. April Fool's Day was really, really telling when another YouTuber, for the most part, outed another sector, another YouTuber, a YouTube couple, for being liars, for being manipulative, to put it short, really, to be narcissists, and to have created monsters and to have created a trail of victims, reputations, once again, other people's reputations being put under a microscope because of things that they said and things that they've done, right? And people being very leery about speaking on things because they didn't want things to be dragged out. There are some things already, some legal actions, being taken. And for some, just not wanting to go through any extra drama if they didn't have to. So, two of these alleged victims spoke up and spoke out. And that takes a lot of courage for someone to come and share a part of their victim story with someone, especially with an internet of people, a whole lot of people online, to share your experience with someone that hurt you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and financially. That really says a lot. This sector of YouTube may not be the same for a while. Oh my gosh. It may not be the same for a while. A lot of it goes to show, though, I would like you all I encourage you all to look into
narcissistic behavior. Do a little bit of studying, a little bit of research, on your own time about sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists. We live in a society where more and more narcissists and people of narcissistic character or narcissistic traits are going to be developed and have been developed. Why? Number one, because one of the main things about narcissists is that they are absolutely very vain, extremely vain, along with manipulative. They have a strong need of attention. But one thing about a narcissist and people who display strong narcissistic characteristics is that you really cannot hurt them. You really cannot hurt them. They cause a lot of destruction, a whole lot of damages to people. And ironically, usually is financially, and it's always emotional. Always emotional. But you can't hurt a narcissist or someone that has a strong narcissistic character and traits because they lack empathy. They're so great at manipulation because of their ability to gaslight. Look at that. Look up what those things are. But they are so able to accomplish a lot of destruction and a lot of damage also because they have this uncanny way of being able to pull people in easily by either the way that they look or the personality that they display. They're usually also people who have a very sordid sense of humor. Overall, they're very diabolical. And it's really hard to beat a narcissist in those that distribute or demonstrate strong narcissistic characteristics because somehow, some way, they always land on their feet. The main reason, though, that they're always land on their feet is because they are constantly reinventing themselves. Constantly. They never take accountability for anything. Never. If you ever have someone who is a narcissist or who exhibits narcissistic characteristics or traits, if you ever hear them apologize, it will probably not be because they are truly apologetic or truly sorry for what they're apologizing for. They're more than likely apologizing because to save face really quickly, and they don't like they got caught. How they look and how they appear to the world, and especially to those that they manipulate and that they influence, is extremely important to them. Image is everything to them. And when I say image, not necessarily outer appearance, but how you think of them. is extremely important because really low-key narcissists and people with those traits desire to be worshipped. Let that marinate. I'm going to go ahead and go through the chat now. The sisters are showing a great deal of character on YouTube. I am impressed and praises to you all. Oh, thank you, Terry. Sunday greetings, Sister Rainy Woman, and everyone just dropping through to give support. Wish everyone a good night. Stay healthy and blessed. Thank you, Kenny Kanjo, for coming through. Black American Princess, welcome back. It's a small step of what can happen if we actively pursue the large goal of revolution. Black American Princess says, the study of narcissism is what mainly brought me to YouTube. And all facts that applies to some of these fake, cowardly YouTube characters. Exactly, Black American Princess, exactly. Oddly enough, too, when it comes to dealing with someone of narcissistic characteristics or who is a full-blown narcissist, is they have an uncanny knack for pointing out the flaws in everybody. Everybody. They can see everyone else's flaws except their own. Of course, they make terrible friends, right? Of course. But narcissists usually don't make friends. They use the concept of being friendly just to reel you in and to use you. So, what are we going to call this? What are we going to call this? So these pro-black. Yeah, we'll do this. The pro-black network. The pro-black network. Is who was outed for being behind a lot of doxing, and some very venomous things, right? And had it not been for these two beautiful, extremely beautiful, these two beautiful young ladies, young women, to come out and really share their story and their pain from dealing with these particular individuals. I really believe that it was their stories that, because these two young women are not in a lot of, their names are not associated with a lot of mess. not associated with a lot of drama, right? Is what made listening to them both difficult yet necessary, right? And anyone who goes back over and not listen, who has a ear that is hard to listen to anything that speaks against this network, this pro-Black network, these channels that are supposed to be for pro-Black, supporting Black people's being better. I think it's be safe to say that they're caught in a spell. Narcissists are very good at casting spells. Hey Art, good to see you. Very interesting. So remember I said about narcissists are constantly reinventing themselves. Now they may reinvent themselves. They're never improving. Let me say that. Narcissists and people that possess narcissistic characteristics, they're never working to be better people. They're never working to improve themselves. The only things they choose to improve is their methods of manipulation. That's it. The correction of how they're viewed. But they're never working on their character to improve their character. Number one, they don't see anything wrong with their character. So even when people get upset with them and get upset with how they've been used, how they've been manipulated by them, and tell them about all their wrongs, they're not receptive to constructive criticism. Never. And they usually have a circle of other narcissists or those that possess narcissistic traits or enablers. Oh, so Tori says, I agree with your analysis, sis, but I see those two as nothing more than third-rate con artists. Well, Terry, that's all a narcissist is con artist. Because there is nothing genuine, there is nothing true about narcissists. Their whole existence is a con. Their whole existence is a con, which is why they are constantly reinventing themselves. Because they are the people, they're the people that will go and create a whole new face or a whole new system. One of my favorites, greatness. Hi, yourself, Martif. Good to see you, love. They'll take their schemes, their con games to a whole nother place. Wash, rinse, repeat. They may change their name. They may change their name. They may make a few physical appearance difference, maybe, so they're not recognized as they move around. but it's never ever self-improvement. They never ever mean the people around them any good. Never. Narcissists and people that possess, excuse me, hold on. People that possess the narcissistic traits or that are full-blown actually narcissists, sociopaths, they don't care about no one but them. That's it. They only care about them and they themselves. They care about their enablers only because their enablers make very good pawns. And because whatever that they may display when it comes down to forms of entertainment, keeping an audience, because they can be so good at keeping an audience. And narcissists are perfect. Narcissists perfect the art of keeping an audience because their image and how they are perceived is extremely important to them. How they are perceived, not how they truly are. They are horrible people. Narcissists and people that possess those traits are horrible people. Like I say, they create a pathway of destruction everywhere that they go. They leave destruction in their path. So I'm going to send this out as I've been, I'm aware that this couple that we're talking about currently, the pro-black first network, there it is. That's how we'll say it. The pro-black first network has multiple troll accounts, right? Multiple troll accounts. But I suspect, because I've been keeping my eyes and my ears in microscoping mode, it is my suspicion that they have already reinvented themselves. And if my suspicion serves me correctly, listen to me if you are intertwined with the Black manosphere. That space has already been compromised by one of their accounts. I didn't know I was going to speak that much on narcissism, actually. But I guess I can't talk about these events and I can't talk about allegations and frauds and gossip and reputations without talking about narcissism. So I didn't come here to gossip today. I didn't come here to gossip. Man, oh man, oh man. I want to come back. I want to come back and I want to talk about overcoming. Overcoming frauds. Overcoming being a victim of frauds. And allegations. Accusations. I'm done with talking about allegations and accusations and reputations. An allegation and an accusation, you know, they're just are what they are, right? But when it comes to them being a part of your reputation, you have to be willing to defend your reputation. You have to. People are going to believe sometimes whatever they want to believe, but it is your responsibility. It is your duty to defend your own reputation. Yeah, that's all I got for now, actually. I hope everyone is doing well in this pandemic. I gotta say, like the first week, y'all, let me tell you something of the whole shutting down these curfews or whatever. I'm home a lot, but I swear I have definitely eaten more. Y'all, I damn ate the pantry, the freezer. Oh my goodness, it ain't cool. It's not cool at all. So I'm looking forward to improving that this week coming, because I can't have another week where I just go through the whole pantry like what them cookies do. I'll be doing something, y'all. I'll be doing something, and I just kind of stop and be like, man, what that soup do? What that pizza do? Oh man, Twinkies. What they do? What them snacks do? I have been on it, y'all. I have been horrible. I admit I have been so horrible. But anyway, I did walk off one of the pounds that I gained. But I think I need to walk off maybe 2 more, 3 more. Okay, maybe 4. Maybe I can stand to walk off 5 pounds. Okay, maybe I can stand to walk off a whole 5 pounds. Okay, all right. Everyone, be well. Take care of yourselves. Watch yourselves. Take care of your spirits. Take care of your emotions. Please take care of your emotions. Take care of your mind and your spirit. Protect yourself. Find out, if you don't know, what is it that you yourself will stand 10 toes down for? What values? What moral compass? What principles? Are you willing to take a stand for? Doing that will help you a lot in choosing your associations, maintaining associations, and also walking away from associations. Because you won't walk away from anything that does not benefit you or that goes against your beliefs or anything if you don't have something that you believe in. already. So what are you willing to stand 10 toes down for? What is important to you as a person? What principles, again, what values, what characteristics? Do you have the people around you to help build those things up? Hey, Silva. Turi says, can you expound on the Manosphere channel being compromised? It's several, if my suspicion serves me right. And at this point, quite honestly, I feel very strongly about my suspicion. Contrary, I feel very strongly about my suspicion that I'm willing to put some money behind it. And it's really, you know what? And it's really because it's compromised because unfortunately, it is unfortunate. Unfortunately, the Black manosphere space accepts a lot of voices that just agrees with them and that just, you know, can chime in on the rhetoric, that they don't need any visual proof of who a person is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they accept avatars. They accept the voice of avatars without knowing the face attached to the avatar. Or they accept letters, profiles that just have a letter, or profiles that just have a blank, you know, the blank profile image. They'll almost let anybody get on the panel as long as they can continue with the, you know, speak with that rhetoric. So it is my suspicion that there are voice changers being used in this space. And like I say, I feel strongly enough about that suspicion to put money behind it. Right. But what I know, I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman. That's all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Everyone have a good night. Be blessed. Oh, listen, one channel I think everyone should check out. You've got to check out Yusef YT. You've got to check out his channel. If you have not been over to check out Yusef YT, he just reached his 1,000 subscriber mark recently. Yay! But Yusef YT is a very knowledgeable, very patient, very entertaining man in these spaces. He has a lot of great panels. He has a lot of great information, especially he's over in Brazil. So especially for those who are on a travel, I mean, there's just a lot to him. I call him greatness. Okay. So please, 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 use self-writing. Go check him out. I'm out here, guys. Have a good night.